few more people pop up. I am streaming on Instagram, so hello everyone, and same time YouTube, so hello to all of my friends from YouTube as well. My name is Susan. Probably you already know that if you are here, but a second to 3 seconds until more people pop up. Hello. Let me say hi to everyone here. All right. Okay, I think we'll begin. So, thank you for being with me here today. That's beautiful Sunday morning or evening, depend where you are. My name is Helen, and I'm Astro-Numerologist and intuitive tarot reader. If this is the first time for you here with me, I blend all three tools, astrology, numerology, and tarot together when I do my analysis. Just wanted to let you know I don't use AI for my readings, and all that I say and all that I present to you is based on my knowledge that I gathered during the years. I continue to learn new stuff, so that's what I present every time. If you are interested to know what lays ahead of you, or if you simply have a question, I do have 25% off right now for all of my services on my Etsy shop. So you can check the information on the link is in my bio. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll answer them. Comments as well are welcome. So without delaying, let's begin. What I wanted to talk about is Saturn, and Saturn today actually starts being retrograde for several months until December 10th, but it will stay in the retrograde shadow until March 2027, like I believe it's March 15, 2027. And this is really a powerful time for all of us. This is a time in which we can revise our life, make any changes. And why is that powerful? Like Saturn goes retrograde every year. It's powerful because this year Saturn is in Aries, and Aries is the first astrological sign. Also, 2026 is under vibration 1. So this is the 9 years cycle, the universal 9-year cycle. And how do we want society to start that cycle? That's what is important. That's why Saturn gives us a chance to change and revise our actions, our life as a society. All right, so let's begin with personal year 1. As we know, personal year 1, it's all about, beginnings. But what Saturn is asking you is to choose and redefine your actions. Okay, it's about new beginnings, but how you start those new beginnings. Okay, maybe the way you do stuff needs to be revised, needs to be changed, needs to be reorganized, for example. So let's see what advice we'll get from the cards as well. Okay, personal year 1. Let's see. All right, a new perspective, study and learning. Okay, and maybe an oracle, a tarot card. And what we have, okay, Three of Wands. Okay, so Three of Wands. You are already, okay, one step through that new beginning. You already started that new beginning. It's like a mid of the year, so probably you are developing things. You are starting some sort of process with the Three of Wands. Some sort of, I don't know, like um, the ones represent creativity, so it could be something related to that aspect. It could be a different aspect of your life, but you are already in that process. But as I said, um, redefine your direction, okay, and use a new perspective. Maybe you need to study and learn advice from the oracle and incorporate that knowledge in that new beginning that you already started here. I don't know, is that a an information that you can gather from somewhere? Is that a class that you need to take? Is that a book that you are reading? Maybe you discover a book that really gives you a new perspective for your life. But use that information, use that knowledge to incorporate, okay, in those several months, and maybe rebuild that new beginning, maybe change something, okay? All right, let's see. Personal year two. Um, Personal year two, usually it's about relationships, it's about balance. So what Saturn is asking you is to review that relationship, okay? Choose more balanced partnerships. um, if it's a love relationship, be sure that you have a balanced energy there, that you both are in the same page. If it's a work relationship, it's the same thing. Be sure that you have the same goals. If it's a friendship as well, be sure that that your friendship is not only one direction. It involves both of you, or if it's a group of people, of course, be sure like you balance between your energy and the group energy, okay? It's not only that you are taking from the group or that you are giving to the group. Be sure you balance that. All right, and let's see. Okay, and we have, okay, transformation. Oops. And okay, Five of Swords. All right, so I was talking about balancing, and I was talking about be part of like when you are part of like a group of people, friends, work, society, home, okay, balance, because if you don't, okay, you may feel like left out. You may feel like you don't belong there, or maybe you do too much for that group of people. As I said, it could be at work, could be friends, could be like your partner, like your love relationship. But at some point, if you don't balance, okay, if you uh, think about who supports you, and um, be give your energy to these people, the people who support you. It could be family, okay? It could be a relationship within the family. If it's a work relationship, be sure you give your balance, you give your energy to the team that supports you. So refine and rethink your relationships, not only the love relationships, the relationship as a whole with friends, family, and colleagues. And you have the transformation card. All right, so definitely something will transform. You have time, okay, right now until December, even a bit until March, to revisit and refine your relationship with everyone around you. But as I said, um, if it's a relationship that drain your energy, change something with that relationship, okay? um, Refine the way you interact with those people, okay? And then you will have a chance to balance your energy, and that relationship will be much more stable and much more productive if it's a work relationship. Okay, let's see. Personal year 3. Okay, let's see here. Personal year 3, it's all about creativity. So when you turn your creativity into something real, Saturn is asking a question: can you be consistent? Can you be someone who can do this all the time, not only one time, per month, or no, once every few years? What I'm talking about is, let's say you started to take piano classes, okay, and you go once per month. This is not how it should be. You have to do it constantly. You have to do it every week if the class. Or you start writing an article, and you say, okay, today I'm not gonna write, or tomorrow I'm not gonna write. No, you have to be consistent. That's what Saturn is asking you to do. Okay, let's see what will be the or you have a new hobby, maybe you started new hobby this year, okay, and it's something that you like, but I know everyone lives is busy, so you don't have much time to do that hobby. But if you like it, that means that you can that gives you positive emotions, and that's important. So even a 10 minutes, on Sunday, do your hobby, and overall you will see that when you put your mind to it, you can achieve a lot, and you will feel better because it's a hobby, okay? It makes you feel happy, and happy emotions, positive emotions, we can see the world in a different way, and much better way. All right, let's see what we have. Hurtful events, that's interesting here. All right. Oh, maybe this one. All right. Pave your own way. Okay. Forge, don't follow. Okay. What that means, and how we can connect this to the message that Saturn is giving you. So, as I said, use your creativity to make something real. All right. And hurtful times, as you navigate this challenging time, learn to let go of the past. Okay, so I'll say maybe past habits. And what I mean by that is maybe you start few projects at one time and never finish any of it. Okay, so learn from the past. Don't start few projects at a time. Start one and develop it, finish it at some point. As I said, maybe you are teaching something, okay? Start teaching classes online, or you go, like to school or do volunteer work, okay? Take one class or take one volunteer work at a time, and this way you have time to put your energy, you have time to be more creative, you will have time to make it real. Okay, that was the message from Saturn. So don't scatter your energy. That's what the hurtful events thinks, because um, maybe in the past, as I said, you did few things at once and you were not able to finish and accomplish whatever you wanted to accomplish with those few things, with those projects. So learn from the past and don't start several projects at once, because, okay, pave your own way. What it says, okay, you have the courage to do it. So as I said, use your creativity to make things real, okay, and forge your own way, using your creativity, okay. um, don't follow, meaning that you have the ability to accomplish, you have the ability to finish the project, okay, you have the ability to change your creativity in a way to help you um, make your ideas real. All right, personal year, where we are, personal year 4. I'll get this. Okay, so personal year 4. It's interesting because Saturn, it's under vibration 4. So personal year 4, it's more like Saturnian year. It's more about order. It's more about making, like plans. It's more about building a foundation. But during the retrograde period, Saturn is asking you to revise how you build the foundation, so later that foundation can expand. Okay, don't rush, build step by step, because later on, if you don't, later on that foundation may not be so stable. Okay, and let's see what the cards will say. All right, 4 of Cups, another 4. Your personal year, 4 of Cups. All right, so if you feel, and which one? Maybe this one. Okay, I'll start in a second talking about the tarot cards. All right, and we have Wisdom Keeper. Interesting, that comes a lot today. That's the second time. So you maybe feel like bored, okay, as of right now, and bored meaning that you're kind of tired if your life doesn't change, if your life doesn't go the way that you plan it to go. All right, um, maybe you it's kind of um, you tried your options, okay, and you didn't see anything new on the horizon that you can try. All right, but as I said, Saturn is telling you, revise how you build, okay, and new way, new information, new option, new path, it's here, okay. Use what you learn. It could be that you have already learned something, but use that knowledge, okay, to build that foundation, to rebuild that foundation, to make it more stronger. So next year, when you are under personal year 5, you can make expansion, you can make changes, you can make it better. So don't give up with the 4 of Cups, because In the next couple of months, you have a chance to rebuild, you have a chance to make changes. Future. All right, and we have next one, personal year 5. Personal year 5, it's about change. It's about getting wild. Okay, but Saturn is telling you, don't confuse impulsiveness with freedom. Okay, don't be impulsive. Don't make changes that you haven't really thought about well. Okay, um, you can still be free. Okay, you can still make changes. You can still travel around the world if you want, but don't make your end goals based on impulsive decisions. Think before you change anything. All right, let's see. Okay, life force energy. Let me see. Sorry, two cameras. I don't know to which one to look at. All right, and and 23. This reduced to 5. So what's such a confirmation? All right, and we have fulfill promise. Okay, stay committed to your path. Okay, as I said, don't make impulsive changes. And there you go. Stay committed to your path. So follow your path. If this is a path of change, that's all right. If you want to change something, that's all right. But make plans before that. All right. Make step by step um, how to say, I already said plans, but your decisions should be based on step by step progress. It should not be chaotic, it should not be impulsive. Okay, and you have the life force energy here. All right, and those two cards, okay, they align to each other. So do not make any impulsive changes, any impulsive decisions. It just stay on the path that you are, and um, make it more stable. So when I'm talking about change and impulsive decisions, let's say you see something online, an advertisement, and there you go, I'll do the same. Okay, that's maybe the greatest idea ever, but before you decide to enroll, before you decide to follow that idea, okay, research, find out more about it, be sure that um, this is right for you, for your life. Okay, this is aligning with your energies, and you have the support, okay, from the force, from the from the universe. You have a support from from the energies around you, but don't make impulsive decisions. That's the that's what Saturn wants to say. All right, let's see. We have personal year 6. Okay, and please let me know in the comments if you like the approach that I'm taking with those live sessions. Let me know. Let me know your opinion. Um, when there is like an interesting aspect, or if planet is moving to another sign, I like to make those live sessions. I hope you like the information and you enjoyed what I'm saying, but please let me know if you want me to talk about something else as well. I also start making live sessions for once per month for current energies. Like, let's say, what is the universe message now, today, right now? All right, so let me know what do you think about this, or do you want me to talk about something else in the next live session? So I'll value your opinion. Thank you. All right, we said personal year 6, right? All right, so personal year 6. This is love, family, and responsibilities. What Saturn is trying to tell you during those few months is that don't feel like you should be responsible for everything. You should be the life force for your family, in your relationships, okay? You can delegate things, okay, to you can delegate chores to your family members, and there is nothing wrong with that. um, Personal year 6, vibration 6, it's usually about being in service to other, helping everyone. And I can tell you from personal experience, I'm life path 6, and I always like to help. So I do more, without, like even thinking it. I try to do everything, for my family, my friends. And it's okay to ask for help. That's the Southern message. Ask for help. You don't need to be the only one that takes the burden. You can delegate different things and different chores and different aspects to people around you, and they will be okay with that. That's nothing wrong. You shouldn't be the one to take all of the heavy responsibilities. Mm, so um, Saturn is asking you, maybe rethink and restructure your relationship in that sense. Okay, it doesn't mean ending relationships. It means just maybe, as I said, think about and say, hey, today, please, you go shopping. I'll have that time for myself. I'll do something, those 2 hours while you are shopping, I'll do something nice to myself. I'll watch a TV series, read a book, or just lay down and do nothing. That's also fine. All right, anyway, let's see. Personal year 6, Queen of Cups. All right, and maybe this one. There you go. Queen of Cups. Balance, 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 and balance. As I said, you don't need to be the only one who takes responsibility. And remember why you came, be bold, and there you go. All right, let's see. All right, so I'll revise this card as remember that you are not the only one, okay, in the relationship. Remember why you are in that relationship. This is like two people, okay? So two people who needs to, work together, all right? A family that needs to work together, okay? So revise, as I said, um, how you and what you do in the family, in that love relationship, for example, okay? I'm not saying that, starting today like argue with everyone and be like, hey, you have to do this, this, and this. No, sit together, okay? And as I said, ask for help. All right, and Queen of Cups. All right, so Queen of Cups, balancing, okay? The Queen of the Cups is one that knows how to balance her energy, um, is the one who can receive an energy, okay? It's ready to receive as well. So that's why I'm saying that you can receive help. Just ask for it, okay? And see how the Queen of Cups have her, hands open. It means that she is ready to receive. in order to balance the energy, in order to live a full life, in order for that relationship, okay, that family to feel the positive energy, okay. People should work together. And think about it. Sometimes maybe if you do everything, like the other half may say, okay, am I part of that relationship? Why the other person is doing everything? And, I don't have any saying in that relationship. Think about this as well. Um, as I said, maybe just revise how that relationship, how the family dynamics works. All right, personal year 7. Let's see what we have. Personal year 7. It's all about inner restructuring. Saturn is asking you to find out who are you, what is your belief system. All right, maybe you started something this year. Like when I say started something, maybe you changed the way you see the world. Maybe you changed the way you understand your life. Maybe you change your belief system. Okay, but is that change align with who you are? That's the question. That's the message from Saturn. So build your inner authority before you seek external validation. Be sure that you know who you are. Be sure that what you believe is actually what you think aligns with you, what you think it's right for you. All right, getting advice, seek guidance with open heart. So if you are not so sure, of course, seek guidance, find out more. Okay, let's get this one. What do we have? Okay, activation. All right, so getting advice to find your inner authority, to find who you are, to understand your life path. Grow from the wisdom that it's offered by other people. Is this a advice from a friend? It could be very well. It doesn't need to be someone who has, like law degree, for example, or someone, it could be just a friendly advice. Okay, but that friendly advice may mean a lot to you, may give you a new perspective. All right, may help you find your inner authority, may help you find who you are, what you believe. Is it right for you? If it is, continue, but if it's not, maybe revise that information, revise that beliefs, revise your way of seeing your life, seeing people around you, seeing your the society that you are in. And activation here, it says human discovering fire in Africa. So maybe the information that you get from the others will activate your new perspective. It will activate your new life path. All right. So 2 more, personal year 8 right now. Let's see what we have. So personal year 8, it's about career. It's about, like money. It's about power, and Saturn is asking you, can you handle that success? How you can handle that success? Okay, how you handle your money? Do you need to revise and restructure something? Okay, do you know how to deal with your money, or you just go check back, go every week like and live every month like check by check, check to check, you know? So think about this. Maybe some things need to change in that aspect. So let's see. We have what we have. Releasing the past, transforming. All right. So if you had bad habits related to money and finances, you need to get rid of those habits. You need to revise the way you deal with your bank account. Okay. Maybe talk to someone in the bank, ask them for advice. Okay. If you are retired and maybe you need to talk to someone about your retirement plan, maybe you need to change something, your investments, your real estate investments. Seek information, seek help if you feel like you need to in that direction. And Seven of Cups, of course you have some choices that you need to make in that aspect. So how you deal with money, how you deal your financial aspects of your life. Okay, you have choices that you need to make. Maybe, as I said, you need to change something, all right? Maybe you need to revise how you spend your money or how you invest your money. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor, but talk to someone who is a specialist and who is authority in that field, and they'll present choices to you. Of course you're gonna think about and um, make the choice that is right for you, as I said. And if there are any bad habits that you need to get rid of, do it in those few next months. So then in the future you will avoid any losses, any like negative, not only energies but negative situation. I will not say negative, I will say unpleasant situations. And be sure you have the capacity to manage. Okay, learn how to manage success. That's not only about money from your bank cards, cash money. This is about success. So if you are on the path to success, but if you need to learn how to manage those success, okay, talk to someone and you'll get a help. All right, and the last one, personal year 9. Personal year 9, it's final cleanup, meaning that something from the past may return, but it doesn't mean that it's here to stay. Okay, it's here because it needs closure, it needs resolution. So finish what belongs to the old cycles in order to begin a new one. And next year you're gonna be under personal year 1, so new 9-year cycles. You have a chance to begin something new. But as of right now, until December, revise and rethink. And if something needs to change it. Okay, let's see what we have. Creativity. Okay. And planning phase. Okay, so planning for the future, planning for next year for personal year 1. But as of right now, if something needs to be finished, just finish it. Is this a project at work? Is this your garden, for example? Okay, Maybe plant a new soil. Okay, so next year, your flowers or your veggies or your fruits will have, a good soil to grow and flourish. Is this about, like remodeling your home? Is this about painting your room? Okay, maybe next year you won't have enough time to do it, so finish it now. So, person year one, there you go, you start fresh. You don't have anything that drags from the past 9 years. Okay, those are just simple examples, but I'm giving them to you so you get a sense of what's going on. And a planning, so you have time to finish and start planning for the new next year. Okay, it says take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward. Exactly. Okay, what I said, personal year 9. And creativity. All right, if needs to be closed, if cycle needs to be closed, use your creativity to do it. All right. If, for example, um, use your charm, use your um, public speaking, like knowledge, public speaking abilities to close something. Okay, that's also a creativity. So use a creative way to finish a cycle. I'm not saying, finish a cycle with a, like, you kind of make a scene, or you kind of, like break stuff, or, like you're like, that's it, like I'm stopping from tomorrow, I'm starting something new, or, like you argue with someone. No, use your creative way, use your charm to finish what needs to be finished. And if it's something from the past 9 years, you have time to do it now until kind of December and the beginning of new year. So you start fresh with personal one. Okay, and as I said, planning is the key. All right, so that was all for today. Thank you so much for being with me. That's almost an hour. So again, thank you so much. Please let me know, what do you think about the presentation. Is your um, how the messages align with you, or if they don't align. As I said, I have 25% off all of my services in Etsy. So if you are interested to know more, you can go and check my page. Thank you so much. See you with the next video.